Hey guys, hope we're all doing great. We've got the whole gang here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Wake Up Wednesday. We are talking about something that is really close to my heart and actually something that I've been struggling with for years. And in the last few months, it's actually got a little bit crazier. So I'm actually going to be sharing more of my journey on anxiety on my social media over on Instagram. So if you're not following me, go and check out that page. It's Rebecca-Louise Fitness. I'm actually going to be sharing my whole story and like some big stuff that I've never ever shared before. So I'm going to be vulnerable. So thank you for allowing me this space. And I'm just excited today to share with you my 7 tips to anxiety. Because for me, I've had moments where I haven't been able to go out for lunch. I haven't been able to get out of a car. I have like had episodes, like I like to call them, where I've just like freaked out and I've been so like on another planet. I felt like, what is wrong with me? Like, and sometimes you feel like this with anxiety and someone will say like, what's wrong? And you're like, I don't know. I just don't feel me. I just don't feel normal. And I'm, for the first time ever, I'm going to be sharing more of that stuff on social media. I've had a big breakthrough this week, which is why I'm going to be sharing this Wake Up Wednesday with you guys. So thank you for all your support already. And just know that you're not the only person out there that suffers with anxiety. It's been a massive part of my life, like I said, and I'm just going to be giving you more of the details on that. And as well, I'm going to be starting a podcast in January 2019, which is going to be a big insight of behind the scenes, what my life is really like, a little bit more about me, and the trials, tribulations, and trauma that I've gone through. Because I feel like on this channel and on my platform, I'm always this like happy, motivational person because we're doing workouts. And I'm not going to take that away from the YouTube channel because I absolutely love how that is. And for those of you who want to find out a little bit more about my journey, I'm going to be starting that podcast. So I will let you know all the details about that at the end of this year. So let's get started. I want to help you guys with some tips on dealing with anxiety. The first thing is, I know this sounds crazy, but when you're having like that anxiety attack, you have to like think about, I gotta breathe, right? Because for me, I feel sick, I get short of breath, like I start like just going like on this like crazy spiral. And sometimes what I do, and you've got Penny here, you know, like with a dog, when they do something wrong, you kind of go, like this, like, right? I do that to myself because like it brings me back to like reality, right? It brings me back to like my current brain. So that's just a great tip that I use. Like when you're having an anxiety attack or like when you're starting to like get a little bit restless, is just to, and then just, okay, like let's bring myself like back in, okay? Number 2 that I've found is like so helpful, and this is a reason that I want to share more of my anxiety because I believe that it's going to help you guys, is to listen to motivational videos, audios, podcasts. Like therapy, it can be expensive. I've had therapy and it is not cheap, especially here in Southern California. So if you do not have access to a therapist, then there's so much stuff that is free online that you guys can use. And going to someone that you trust, like a family or friend, but sometimes for me, like it doesn't help. You know, I've often told like Corey how I feel and he gets really frustrated with me because he's like, I don't know what's going on. I can't help you. I don't understand. So sometimes going to speak to somebody who is like unbiased and doesn't know you really helps. And then of course, there's so much stuff online, which is why I'm going to be bringing you more stuff with my podcast. Number 3, okay, write down the things that are triggering you. Okay, so when you get like anxious, sometimes you're like, this came out of the blue. Like, where did this come from? All of a sudden, I just want to feel like I want to throw up. Like, what is that? And so for me, I have realized that I'm a massive people pleaser. I take things very personally and I get offended. And so for me, I had to like really realize that like, okay, I've got to let that go. And I'm working on that. I'm going to be sharing more about how you can do it in that particular topic. But for now, this is just an overall view of things that maybe are triggering you. So whether it's like you're going to a new event, maybe you're going to like a social gathering, maybe you're meeting family, like maybe you're going to something new and that's what's giving you anxiety. So write all of those things down. This is what gives me anxiety. Okay. That is number 3, but you can't forget number 4. Okay. Number 4 is you've got to write down what's the worst thing that can happen if one of those out of those events, right? So if you're like, okay, like I'm really anxiety, I've got bad anxiety about going to this social event, like I don't know what to do, then write down what is the worst thing that could happen. You go to the social event and nobody talks to you. Okay, well that's not really, yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. You're still okay, right? So when you actually align why you're getting anxious and then what's the worst thing that's going to happen, it's actually going to be like, oh, it's actually not that bad, okay? So write down the worst things that can happen. Number 5, You have to acknowledge that you have anxiety. For so long, I was like, oh, I just don't feel good today. Like, I'll be fine tomorrow. I'll like sleep through it. Like, I just got to get through this day. And it was going on and on. I've had anxiety probably from like the age of like 13. And I'm like 30 now. So like, that's a long years until I like really start to address like, where is this coming from? Why am I having these anxiety attacks? Why am I getting panicked? So I had to really address it. And you have to actually be willing to want to change. A lot of times people like to have anxiety and then they just like, you know, they don't get to the bottom of it because they don't want to willingly change. Like they're kind of just okay like that. But you have got to really acknowledge and want to make a change because you've got to believe you're going to get better. Okay. If you don't believe that you're going to get to the root cause and you're going to get better, you're not going to get better, right? That literally is the end of it. So you have to acknowledge and address it and want to make a change. Number 6, I love this one. Have gratitude. Have a gratitude journal. So this is my gratitude journal. Like every day I just write, you know, a couple of sentences, or I could like write on forever about what I'm grateful for that day. And I'm always choosing gratefulness and gratitude over my anxiety. Because if I'm grateful, it's hard to be anxious. So every time you're going anxious, like just think, okay, what am I grateful for right now? I'm grateful that I'm alive. I'm grateful for my family, for my pets, for my spouse, for, you know, my friends, for the school I go to, for, you know, the job that I have. Like whatever it is, you have to come from a place of gratitude, and writing down those things each day are going to like, just like, oh, okay, life is not that bad. I don't have to be anxious because I've got all of these amazing things happening. And maybe when you're having one of those anxiety attacks or you're getting panicked, like open up that journal, open up that list and read through it. So have gratitude, a journal, and be grateful and gratitude over anxiety. And number 7, okay, don't beat yourself up after you have an anxiety attack. So this is what I do, and it's like a vicious circle. I have an anxiety attack, and then I get annoyed at myself because I had an anxiety attack, because I freaked out. And then I'm getting annoyed because I got annoyed. And then like literally, instead of it being like a 5-minute panic attack or 5-minute anxiety attack, it's been 5 hours and I'm still crying. I'm still like not over the fact. And then I'm just getting more mad because then I've spent 5 hours being annoyed at myself for having this anxiety attack and letting it keep going because I'm just now annoyed at being annoyed at myself for having the anxiety attack. So you've got to catch yourself early. So when you have that anxiety attack or you're feeling anxious, you have to just say, okay, right, let's stop it now, because it will drag on. And then I beat myself up so much about why I just got anxious. And then I'm like mad at the fact that I got mad. And then before I know it, I've lost the whole day. And then I'm really mad the next day because I'm so mad at myself because I lost the whole day. You guys don't want to go down that path, okay? So try and nip it in the bud straight away by using that thing, like just do it with a dog, and see if those help. So let's just recap like we always do. Number 1, breathe and remember how you felt before. Pinch yourself. Number 2, listen to audio, podcast, motivation. Number 3, write down the things that trigger you. Number 4, write down what's the worst thing that can happen. Number 5, acknowledge it, address it, and believe it's going to get better. Number 6, have gratitude journal, be grateful over anxiety. And number 7, don't beat yourself up. So thank you for joining me today. This was a little bit more of an insight about what's been going on with my life. I hope that you can relate. I hope that you take something from this. And I will be sharing a lot more on my podcast. I mean, I'm talking breakups, you know, nightlife, divorce. I mean, everything that I'm going to be like sharing on my podcast in 2019. Moving to America, trying to get a visa, business issues, people in and out of my business. I mean, I'm literally going to like lay it all out. It's kind of going to be therapy for me because it's something that I don't talk about. So I hope that you guys are excited about that and you are ready to learn a little bit more about me, and hopefully it inspires somebody out there that might be going through the same thing. So thank you for joining me today. Make sure you subscribe to this video and give me a thumbs up if you like it, because again, I'm already getting anxious. I'm getting anxious about this video coming out. Like, whew, like I feel like when I was like writing this stuff down, I was like, oh my God, like, should I do this? Should I not? And I'm like, I've got to like listen to my own tips. So I just hope that this is well perceived, and I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Penny is done for the day, so see you guys later. Bye. Thank you.